Yes, CY, the time has finally come. Here I am. It's Andrius's boss theme, both phases. Let's give it a listen. You've been waiting like a month at minimum. I don't know how many other people wanted me to get to this one as soon as you did, but you know what? We're here now. Let's get it done, shall we? Let's give it a listen. I've got 8 minutes. Let's go. Ooh. Some dissonance, all right. Build up that tension. Make things uncomfortable immediately. Ooh. That was some good texture. Had a bit of a growl underneath it. I like this piano, just the little doo-doo-doo-doos. Went up. A lot of big percussive elements. Just an accent of like marching snare as needed. Got that dissonant choir coming back in. Things are building up. And things are not building up well for the player. It's a very interesting blend on this. Oh, a little drum and bass? Okay. Not the direction I expected it to go in. But I could say that about pretty much every boss theme that I've heard so far. Break in? Oh, no! It completely let that go. It decided to start back again. Okay. Kind of like a double build. I really like that, actually. Adding a lot of tension, removing it, adding it back in. One final release. Things gonna get serious. It hasn't gotten serious yet, surprisingly. It's taking its time, which honestly makes me feel a little bit more anxious, which is probably the point. Ooh, beautiful chord. Love that chord. The strings are great there. Ooh. Turning things into a minor a little bit. This kind of reminds me of the Black Ops theme, just a smidge. Don't want anyone to take that poorly. That's a great theme. Obviously, this is way more cinematic, obviously, but... just a lot of arpeggiating. This is... Ooh. Whew. It's a lot of scales. Whew. A lot of clashing in there. This is... I thought it was gonna build to like some huge climactic sound like the other ones have. But this one feels more sad. Yeah, this is a chaotic kind of sound. This is turmoil, almost. It feels like I'm fighting an old friend. This is super intriguing now. This sets a different precedent from the other boss themes that I'd heard at this point. I don't know what the ticking was I don't know why the ticking was there for. I don't know what it's symbolizing. I feel like there's probably a reason that was in there. There's just something so depressingly majestic about this. They're playing around a lot with the energy here. It really feels like something is just not right. I mean, obviously you'd be in a battle for a boss theme. Has it been 8 minutes already? Wow. Oh, and they just let it hang like that. Okay. So, I know I was talking a lot during that song, at least within relative term. Am I correct that this song is something to do with a character you're fighting that you'd already been acquainted with before, and they or you are not sure, maybe both, why this is happening, why the negativity, why the battle is going down? It almost feels like it is sending a chaotic energy, like I said, but also this kind of sad, melancholy undertone with a lot of minor notes in there, a lot of minor chords, and this underbelly of like almost like an apology, like they're sad to be in this situation, or the player would be sad to be fighting this character for some reason. Again, I don't know anything about this game aside from like a couple of the characters purely by random exposure, but I wonder if I'm correct on that or if I'm just completely off base, because people say I get pretty close, and that is a testament to the composer for these songs. Whenever they can do that, they can accurately paint a picture of a scene without having to use any words or have you play the game or see anything on screen. I don't know how accurate I am on these when I'm obviously recording. I hear about that in comments from all of you when I'm done. So if I'm correct about that, please let me know. If I'm off base, please let me know, because I want to kind of feel what they're going for there. But I feel like I'm in the ballpark. I feel that there's something that is happening that is not meant to be happening. There's this understanding in the music that while this situation is going down, it is not meant to be happening. There is a problem that arose to cause this, whether it be some form of corruption or somebody who was coerced into doing this and confusing the parties on either side or both as to why this is actually going down. I assume that Andrius is that like wolf thing in the image, in which case I almost wonder if it's some sort of a friendly character, a mount maybe. I don't know exactly how these things work, if it's just a character that can turn into a wolf of some sort. Like I said, I don't know. But it's giving this energy that you know that character, or they know you, and you've met before and things were pretty amicable until they weren't. That's the vibe I'm getting off of this song here. Beautiful, beautiful use of, like I said, the minor chords and the random, like, they would push in and pull back and push in. It felt like a wave of constant tension being given and taken away. And you could never really tell if you were going to reach a climax, if you were going to be there in this moment of an absolute turning point. It never really reached that pinnacle. It had peaks and valleys for sure, but it never felt like you were just in the end game of this battle. It felt like you were trying to save the character you're fighting, not trying to take them out exclusively. And I think that that's the sentiment that's pushing me so hard to believe my prior theories about how the relationship goes in this. The punches of brass in there made things feel really heavy at certain points, but then they were immediately met with the softer edge of strings, even if they were a little bit dissonant. The chorus in there, for example, had a huge bombastic chords at times that felt full and felt like they had purpose, and then at other times they snuck in some diminished chords in there that made things really feel uneasy and a little bit spooky in a way. So I'm just going to keep repeating that sentiment and that theory that I have, so I've got to know if that's correct. But that song was gorgeous, both phases of it, of course, because they all work together, and you can always tell exactly when those times shift into the next, and you're like, oh, the mood's changed. But in this one, the mood didn't change nearly as much as the other boss themes that I've heard. There's always this sense of constant in the music. Of course, you're following a battle, the phases have to somewhat relate. But this one, it almost felt like it was the smoothest transition between the first and second phase. Like nothing reached that point of time to beat you up, time to end this, like I had said earlier. They never really reached that climax. So that was super interesting as far as like a compositional language thing goes. It made me feel some sort of different way from these prior battles. So if I'm correct, please tell me, because that was a really interesting piece, especially comparatively to the others. While they were great, this one just felt different. It literally hit different. So with that said, thank you all so very much for watching. Please, by all means, tell me if I was right or way off base in the comments about my theory there on what was happening in the battle. Give me more recommendations in the comments for other boss themes or just other themes in general. I just gave a listen to the Port Ormos theme a short while ago, so I'm really interested in hearing more of those. I love the way that that sounded. And with all that said, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!